Hello, everyone out there tuning in. Thanks for joining us. My name is Ashley Bickle. I work in the recruitment department at Loyalist College. Today's info session is about general arts and science. And I have with me here today, Shelley Look, who is a professor in general arts and science and also the program coordinator. So she is here to share with us some amazing information about this great program that we have at Loyalist College. Shelley, could you start by telling us a little bit about your professional background?
A career teacher. My whole life I've been at the college for over 30 years and primarily in general arts and science. So unlike some of the more career specific programs where people have industry experience and then go into an industry to pass on their passion to others, my passion has been for the classroom since I was quite young. And so I try to do what I do in the classroom. And that often involves helping students get some vocational direction, getting them prepared to go on to university, getting them prepared to go on to another college program, or finishing the 2-year diploma with some really solid work skills to go out and work in any number of fields.
Amazing. So that is a pretty cool little bit of program information that you've provided there. Do you mind if we delve a little bit deeper into that? Could you tell us a little bit more about the general arts and science program offered at Loyalist?
Okay, the arts and science program is probably one of the more flexible programs that you'll find at Loyalist in terms of curriculum. We do have a core set of courses that all students take. But then there's choice. So students will take a couple of electives in each semester in first year. And those electives are to help them explore particular avenues that they think they may want to pursue a career in or pursue more study in. For example, people who come in, sort of the arts part of arts and science is the humanities. So people will come in and take sociology and psychology and delve into the humanities studies a little more. Other people come in and they take the biology and the chemistry and they look at the science part of arts and science a little more. From there, students often self-assess with our guidance in terms of where their strengths are. And then we also provide in the core courses career resource development course so that people can look at the trends, work trends in the future, where are the jobs going to be, that kind of thing. We also do some good old-fashioned English and money management stuff so that regardless of what job you go into, these are skills that people are looking for: communication skills, interpersonal skills, and that kind of department of skills. Those we feel are no-choicers. They're something everybody takes as part of the mandatory program, and other electives are taken as part of the vocational exploration or confirmation program. One of the things that's also probably more separates arts and science from other career-specific programs is that although we do have placements and although we do have that sort of practical component, students elect the type of placement they want or where they want to go, and we do our very best to help them get in there. So there's just a lot more choice, I guess, than saying, okay, you want to be a nurse, you're going to a hospital, then you're going to a long-term care facility, and then you're going. We may say, yeah, we can find you a spot in managing in an office or doing accounting in an office, and then the next year you may have decided that's not your calling, and you would like to look at maybe working with a therapist in a long-term care facility and go in and help with, say, exercise programs or whatever the case may be. So our students are continually adapting and trying to find opportunities that will help them make a long-term choice.
Very cool. Yes. So could you tell us a little bit more about the experiential learning opportunities that students gain through this fantastic program? I know you had touched on them a little bit already.
In class, in terms of classes, we do a lot of fairs, workshops, a lot of presenting. In second year in particular, we look at oral skills, presentation skills. but we also do group projects in terms of sharing placement experiences from second year with first years. We do a lot of evaluation as well. So we have our students all come together, usually with food, and ask them to provide evaluations, recommendations for the program so that we're always sort of keeping fresh. And the students actually become part of the project that we can use for our own material and improving the program. So all of those kinds of things are experiential, and they are over and above practicum, where they actually go out on placement. And I think another thing that's really important is, particularly with regard to doing fairs and presentations, is that these are all transferable skills. So wherever a person who has those skills goes, whether it's to work, whether it's to university, whether it's to another college program, they can use those skills, and they could possibly even transfer the courses. So one of the sort of attractions for some students coming into general arts, even for one semester, is that they can take courses from us and apply it to another program. So if they have an intro to psychology and they go into a program and they have a really good mark in our intro to psychology, they'll apply for an exemption, reduce their workload by a course or something in another program. This is all very hands-on kind of planning. So our students continually, they start in first year with a portfolio, follow it through every single semester with an individual meeting with one of the faculty to determine elective choice, confirm direction, or confirm redirection. And then by the end, their final semester, they actually take a portfolio course where they put their 2 years experiences in one digital binder or hard binder, depending on the student, to take with them to apply for credits at university or to provide in a job interview as a portfolio when they're applying for the job that they want after they graduate. So there's a whole process there. When you talk about experiential, the whole program right from the beginning starts with one experience after another. It just happens to be built in as assignments throughout the 2-year process.
You mentioned earlier about the different placements and things that students receive during their time in the general arts and science programs. Could you expand a little bit on those?
On the actual places they've been?
Sure.
Well, everything. They have been placed in everything. If I think of sort of the higher profile placements, they've been in political offices, they've been down at City Hall. We've had students who want to go into maybe construction or renovation or something that get set up with somebody in the town and go around and work. They learn all about bylaw legislation and that sort of thing, and work with bylaw officers and people who set up parks, that kind of thing. We have a lot of students who go into offices that they may be interested in, the HR field, something like that, or accounting. Quite a few people actually who go into social services, human service work, food bank, Salvation Army, and not just always in a helping capacity. People who are sort of looking at social service work would go in a helping capacity. But sometimes there are people who are looking at maybe doing computer programming, and nonprofit groups love to have those sorts of skills contributing to their organization. They might have a database they've been trying to get done for eons and eons, but don't have the money to do it. So our students bring those skills into those organizations. So while it's really terrific placement experience for them, it's good resume experience for them, you know, all the typical things that we hear, it is also a value to that organization. So it's not busy work. You're not just being given a bunch of filing to do. This is a really important job that you're being given to do. And I think those kinds of placements are, we can miss those easily if we're not looking for them. So now you've not only got a student getting a credit, but they're actually really contributing to a helping organization. They are as valuable as any other employee, and I think that's very important.
For sure, yeah, that's pretty incredible. So can you also tell us about some of those grads that have gone on to do some pretty exceptional things in the workforce? Can you tell us a little bit about where some of those grads have gone in regards to jobs?
Well, our graduates are as diverse as the students who come in. Last year, a recent grad, she just landed a job in research, and that's a fairly unique. We do have a student from a number of years ago who works in research at a university out west, cancer research, which is phenomenal. Last year, we had a grad, just less than a year ago, she landed a job at No History, which is a research company in Ottawa that actually does history for different government organizations. They get into Indigenous land claims, all that sort of stuff. Anyhow, she's an associate there, and her job is quite varied. She's a generalist, so she does a lot of different things. She helps the researchers out. She brings people in. She does intake information. So when she's the first point of contact if somebody phones or comes in or emails and says, could you possibly research this, that, or the other thing? Then she does the contact back, finds out exactly what they're after, consults. It's sort of like a liaison between first contact and the researchers. A lot of people on our advisory committee are also graduates. And we have one person who's in social work. She works for the hospital. She's a social worker at the hospital. From us, she went on to university to get her MSW. And we have a probation and parole officer. She also, now she was an interesting student because she went from us to the Lakehead University. She took advantage of the agreement, got a great advanced standing, and then got on at probation and parole almost right away, part-time, and then has since been full-time.
Well, Shelley, I want to thank you so much for joining us today and joining our info session and bringing such insight to the General Arts and Science program. And to everyone out there tuning in, I hope you're keeping well. And thank you very much for joining us today. And we'll see you later.